E from MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. It's about 9:40 on Wednesday, the 3rd of April. And reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. In the old days, it was just axiomatic. You just close your eyes and short with this type of a move. Much harder these days with bots. But when you get to risk and reward ideas, you need to see a general that likes the idea of coming back first to get better buy opportunities rather than try to do all the business way up here. So going back to our formula that we've talked about, and again, review for those that have been here for a while and those that are new, a review of one of our basic premises. And that premise is simple. Mr. Market, and we never know until hindsight where it ends, and then we get that type of a pullback. Nobody knows. You're just trying to guesstimate. Mr. Market, if I give you 10 points, will you give me 4, 5, or 6? If you could do that every day, you know, you're a winner in this business. You're taking the reactionary trade against an impulse or in a thrust. If you guess with it and you take that type of trade and you get more, that's even better. So by extension, and we also can say, Mr. Market, if I give you 20 points, if I allow that type of trade, will you give me 8 or 10 or 12 points? And that's the reason right now why you've got to make sure that coming into the 8-pointer in here, that's theoretically our support for now. And if you can get more than that, then the next target and the next. And if we're playing whack-a-mole and the bots are buying, then you've got to think small. Can't just think, okay, I want my 10 points. I'm going to get 10 points. They got 20. That's not the way it works. The principle is what works. The principle of this over time is going to work out. But there's nothing that says that the high has to be in already. And then you still have to suffer through a rotation, even if the high is in, to get down here to hit that 78 test or 75, 76 back in here. You still have to be willing to hold on to a trade and say, okay, I'm going to let it bleed back. And then if it bleeds back too much, you've given it all back. So that's the hard part in trading, and why a day like today probably favors hit and run. Because it's tough for both sides. So that's why I've said, first of all, avoid trouble. Secondly, don't try to call a top. And thirdly, play the range. So just think of a small box right now. Think about a box between 78 and 88 and just play that range. Forget everything else. And this is risk 2, make 2 type trading. And this is the reason for that 80.5 target. Make sure you get paid coming in here. Pretty little Indian pattern, right? Could be a megaphone. We won't know until hindsight. Shorts, of course, are hoping that's a megaphone and that's that, and it's got to come back because it's way too high. And I say, don't try to call a top. Anybody that is buying today, we are using the notion of 77 is your support until broken. I'm expecting some chop this first half hour at least. Too many trapped shorts that need to pay up. And in my opinion, this guy right here is the key. This doji bar. That is a very big pivot for now. Because this was our third time through right here. So low of this bar, this is where shorts got trapped. So that is support for now until broken. All right, we're taking a look at obviously the order flow profile chart. Not a lot of auctioning went on last night. And I'm suggesting risk two, make two, no matter what direction you're playing, if you're playing. We're just playing a small range right now, figuring we need some time for moving averages to catch up. We're way ahead of them, obviously. And we've come a long way. I think that the longs also need to be conservative. Don't have your expectations that you can just go to the moon today. The recency bias convinces a lot of traders that, okay, this will never end. But we all know trees don't grow to the sky. I'm not trying to call it top, but we are trying to be aware of how far we have come in so little time. And when they do this overnight with low volume, you have to have 1 foot on a banana peel. Can't just think long, 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 and it'll never end. The traders out there on Twitter are always, you see them, the no pullback guys, and never once will they ever put a support out there or this is my target. They just, laugh at the shorts. That's easy to do. Show me how you're playing it. Here's your third time through right here. You can see it. Key idea right there. Right? First time's a double, third time through. If nothing else, at least be learning these patterns. Learn to recognize them because eventually they get retested. So that's a very important neighborhood. For IB, I think we've got obviously a range type trade. Think small. And by small, I mean I'm thinking inside a 10-point range right now.